and give me the opportunity to welcome you all on this platform. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण नीना माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीतिदासी प्रसाद हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Preeti Devi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mataji. Please keep giving us your association. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Thank you, Mataji, for all your services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji, please accept my Dandavat Pranam at your lotus feet, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, all glories to your wonderful, consistent services that you do every day, Mataji. Thank you for being there for us. Welcome, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Prahlad Narasimha from Kolkata.
Hare Krishna, Prahlad Prabhu. Please accept my Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining all the way from Calcutta, Prabhuji. Thank you for giving us your kind association. Please keep joining every day on Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assemble devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Uttarakhand.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mata, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining every day on Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Please keep giving us your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, O Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call every day, Mataji. Thank you for your wonderful chanting, Mataji. Please give us your association always. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Shyama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shamaguri Mataji, my Dandavat Pranam at your lotus feet, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, all glories to your wonderful services, Mataji. Thank you so much for your association, Mataji. Please keep giving us your kind association every day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, Dandavat Pranamal, Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Radha Pyari Devdasi from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Radha Pyari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all our Guru Maharajas, Mataji. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mata. Please keep joining every day. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji Dandat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sunil from India.
Hare Krishna, Shubir Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Prabhuji. Thank you for your wonderful questions. Thank you for your services. Please keep giving us your association. Hare Krishna. Devotee, today we are very fortunate to have His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj will be joining us in few minutes, and he's our keynote speaker for Srimad Bhagavatam Katha. Prior to his joining, I will go ahead and with your kind permission, give a little intro, a brief introduction with regards to his bio. Here it comes. So His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj is a disciple of ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Swami A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. And he's also an initiating spiritual master within the ISKCON movement. Maharaj was born in New Jersey in 1947. Maharaj came in contact with the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in Denver, Colorado at the tender age of 24. In 1973, he began practicing Krishna consciousness in New York City and shortly thereafter began serving at the new Vrindavan Farm community in West Virginia. That same year, he received initiation from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. In 1986, His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj accepted the sannyas order and he began preaching in Cincinnati in Columbus, Ohio. In 1995, he began serving as a resident sannyasi in Chicago, where he was based until 2013, and then he relocated to Karlovac in Croatia, Europe. At present, Maharaj offers spiritual guidance around the world, USA, and India. Maharaj has also written a book called Krishna's Way, Natural Living, about the importance of Varnashrama Dharma and spiritual ecology. Thank you so much for listening to his wonderful bio, and hopefully we all will get inspired. And Maharaj was going to join in a few minutes, but until then, devotees, feel free to unmute yourself and announce your name, and I can welcome you on the platform. Hare Krishna. Is there any other devotee who would like to announce their name? Feel free to unmute, please.
Maharaj has joined, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet, Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you. We are very fortunate to have your association today, Maharaj, and we will continue our journey with Srimad Bhagavatam. Whenever you're ready, Maharaj, you can take the call over. Hare Krishna.
Yay. Om Mo. Come in, come in. The chairs are here. Bring everybody in. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tatra Deva Sutapaso Viraja Amrit Prad Baha Tesham Virochana Suto Balir Indro Bhavishyati. Translation. In the period of the 8th Manu, among the demigods will be the Sutapas, the Virajas, and the Amrit Prabhas. The king of the demigods Indra will be Bali Maharaj, the son of Virochan. Text 13. Dadvimam yachamanayam Vishnave yapadatrayam Radhyam Indram Padam Hidvam Tatra Siddham Avapsyati. Bali Maharaj gave a gift of 3 paces of land to Lord Vishnu, and because of this charity, he lost all 3 worlds. Later on, however, when Lord Vishnu is pleased because of Bali giving everything to him, Bali Maharaj will achieve the perfection of life. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita 7.3, the state of Manushanam Sahasreshu Kaschyadyatata Siddhyaye. Out of many millions of people, one may attempt to achieve success in life. This success is explained here. Radham Indra Padam Hitva Tatad Siddhim Avyapsati. Siddhi consists of achieving the favor of Lord Vishnu, not the yoga siddhis. The yoga siddhis, Anima, Lagima, Mahima, Prapti, Prakamya, Isiva, Vasita, Kamavasyayita are temporary. The ultimate city is to achieve the favor of Lord Vishnu. Om Gyantimidandasya Gyanajana Salakaya Chaksu Unnamitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasnaya Bhutale Shrimakte Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine never say Sasunyavadi Pastyatya De Satarne Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here it's mentioned what is the actual success in life. The actual success in life, as it says here, is to achieve the favor of Lord Vishnu. And achieving the favor of Lord Vishnu means to please Lord Vishnu by one's execution of activities. How Lord Vishnu or Krishna is pleased is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. He's pleased by devotion. Only by devotion can I be understood as I am, as he speaks to Arjuna. Standing before you, thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you come into the understanding of my mysteries. He also says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Tayom Yomi Bhakti Panashatita Bhakti Uparitam Asnami Paryatatmanaha. If you offer me a leaf, flower, fruit, and water with love, I will accept by bhakti and nothing else. Here the reference is to Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj sacrificed everything in order to please Lord Vishnu, and therefore he achieved perfection of life, so much so that he actually became one of the Mahajans. There are 12 Mahajans. These persons can give you the goal of life. They can teach the goal of life, which is devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so to any other forms of success, as it's referred to here, it's interesting, Srila Prabhupada refers to the yoga cities. People think by having these powers, or any one or all of them, one is successful. But these powers are material, and they're ultimately subject to time. As it says, they're temporary. And whatever you achieve by them, you can't achieve Krishna by these yoga powers. Because Krishna is achieved, or Krishna is attracted only by devotional service, and not by some material success or some feats within the material energy. It says that the Gyanis, they seek liberation from the Lord, freedom from material suffering. The karmis, they want to enjoy the material energy, so they petition to the Lord for better materials, opulences, success, positions in the world. Many of them try to achieve the higher planets after death, Svargaloka, the heavenly planets where life is much longer, and the opulences, the material sense gratification, is much greater than in the middle planetary systems. And then you have the yogis. The yogis here are actually the ones that are referred to here. They try for these different yoga cities, become lighter than the lightest, become smaller than the smallest, to be able to manifest anything from any part of the universe and bring it to you to actually create a planet. Kamavasita is actually one can create a planet. But what does that prove? Nothing. Krishna is creating millions of planets, so he doesn't need you to create a planet. So, the point is that all of these are just some illusionary enchantments that is offered by the material energy through various types of austerities. And one thinks mistakenly that this is some type of success, but as it says, they're all temporary. And they cannot guarantee happiness either because they're material. Krishna in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam goes through all of these yoga cities. These are 8 here. And he also mentions 10 more because there were 8 primary cities and 10 secondary cities. He explains all 18 of them. And in the end, he says, what is the use? He kind of throws it all out. But he gives the explanations for those who want to see what is the relationship by having this material opulence, and in relationship, what is the real opulence or the real achievement in life is to worship the Lord in devotion and achieve the lotus feet of the Lord and to go back home, back to Godhead. That is the actual goal. And any other goal does not give satisfaction to the living entity, as it says in the Bhagavatam. Only by devotional service, that devotional service that is free from personal motivation, can it satisfy you, the soul. We are not this material body. We live in the material body as a spiritual being. Satisfying the external part of our existence, the mind and senses, is like, I guess the analogy would be like putting ghee on ashes. You might say, well, I'm pouring ghee onto a fire, even if there's some flickering ashes that are burning there. What is the use? There's no result in that. So in the same way, to see success in terms of material achievements or positions, power, whatever else may come by way of material endeavors, is not success. It's just a diversion away from the real goal, which is prema pumarta mahan, developing love for the Supreme Lord, which is actually the nature of the soul's existence. Until the soul comes to that level of endeavor to achieve that, the soul can never be happy, and it's forced to take birth life after life, another life, another life, a life of life. Maya labasa kacho base kacho habu buduvai. Life after life in different situations. Karanam gona sangosyo sadasa joni dyanmasu. Traveling throughout the different universes, achieving different bodies, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, and dying, and then repeating the process life after life. The soul can never be satisfied. Even the mind and the senses are never satisfied, because these things do not relate to the individual itself. Only our connection with Krishna is satisfying and fulfilling, and the achievement satisfies all of one's desire. When you become Krishna conscious fully, all of your desires fulfilled. Whatever else desires you may have are automatically fulfilled by, just like if you have $1 million, you have $100, you have $10, you have everything less than $1 million within the million. And when you have Krishna, you have everything. And when you have everything without Krishna, you simply struggle to somehow try to enjoy it, which is fleeting like the clouds that are blown by the wind. They're temporary. And they don't guarantee any success even while you achieve them. So here, this is a very lofty comparison because these yoga cities are sought after by really powerful yogis who perform so many austerities. It takes austerities to achieve these things. Self-denial, just like we have the example of Vishwamitra Muni. He wanted to become a Brahmana. He was a Kshatriya, and he was defeated by Vishishta. Vishishta was a Brahmana. After being defeated, he understood that Brahman Tejas, or the power of Brahmins, are greater than the power of the Kshatriyas. So he wanted to become a Brahmin. So he decided to perform meditation to achieve some kind of success. So he was doing the most severe types of meditation. And sitting in the middle of fires in the summertime, surrounded by fires. In the wintertime, immersing himself up to his neck in ice cold water and performing meditation. Indra was noticing what he was doing. Indra was thinking he's performing all these austerities so he could take over my kingdom. So Indra became a little concerned, so he sent one society girl named Menaka to divert his attention. And simply by the sound of her ankle bells, he was immediately diverted, and he wound up giving up his meditation, got married, and of course, there was a girl born named Sakuntala. She was famous, of course. And then he went back to his meditation, and this time Indra did it again. And this time he was determined not to be diverted. But this time when the second one, her name was Ramba, she came, he became angry at her and shot fire from his eyes due to the power of his austerities and burned her to ashes, and immediately he fell down from his yoga practice. So unless one is situated on the spiritual platform, one can easily be diverted by something material. And to be situated on this spiritual platform means to be under the control of the Daivi Shakti, or the spiritual energy, and not the Paraprakriti, or the material energy. Material energy cannot give shelter to anyone because the material energy is meant simply to arrange things for the conditioned souls in this world to try to enjoy things according to their desires. And it's meant to frustrate those desires and ultimately teach the living entity that material energy is not the source of success or happiness. Only devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is our identity. Identity means our nature. Our nature is to love and serve the Supreme Lord. We don't have a second nature. We adopt other natures in relationship to the different bodies we have in this material world. And we adopt so many conditioned natures according to what we're trying to enjoy in this material world. And life after life we struggle, life after life, because it's not according to our nature. We're trying to be something we are not. If you try to put a square peg in a round hole, it doesn't work, because it's not meant to go into a round hole. It has to be round. So in the same way, we cannot enjoy in this material world because we're not meant to. We're meant to enjoy with Krishna in relationship to him in the spiritual world, or at least in devotional service, according to our activities in this material world when they're connected with Krishna. Otherwise, all other forms of activities simply lead to ultimately defeat and frustration and another birth in the material world, Maya Lavase. And just to take birth and die, is the life of the animals. The human life is very rare. To get a human form of life is not something that is so easily obtainable. It comes after many thousands and millions of births in lower species of life. So, yeah, to achieve success means to stop coming back life after life and engage in devotional service. And devotional service has been made easy by the Lord himself. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come in the form of a devotee of the Lord in the position to teach eternal religious principles from the position of a devotee. And what is he teaching? He's teaching simply glorify the Lord. Focus on the glorification of the Lord and engage in various types of activities which are meant to please the Lord. Here it says here, Bali Maharaj. He was the head of the demons, but he had one good quality. He liked to give in charity to brahmanas. So he had captured the entire universal property. So he had the upper, middle, and lower planets under his control. He became so powerful. And there was some need to bring back the control to the devas. And therefore, the devas prayed to the Brahma, Brahma prayed to ultimately to the Lord, and the Lord manifested himself as Vamanadev, as the dwarf Brahman, entered into the assembly. And Bali, when Bali saw this Brahmana, he was thinking, wow, he is so attractive, because the quality of the Lord in that incarnation is that it was his beauty. He was so beautiful. And Bali was attracted, and he offered Vamanadev anything he wanted. He said, "You're a Brahmana. I'm very charitably disposed to all Brahmanas to ask anything." The Lord said, "Well, yeah, thank you very much, but I don't require much. If you want to give me something, give me 3 steps of land." Bali was shocked. 3 steps of land, you're so small. How come your steps won't amount to anything? And the Lord said, well, actually, it's understood that if you're not satisfied with what you need, you'll never be satisfied. So I don't need anything. This is a very important point. We try to look for satisfaction beyond our needs, and then we don't find it. All we do is struggle to find satisfaction where it's not available. So he was teaching a lesson: live according to your needs, and that way you'll have enough energy, time, and facilities to divert your attention to the goal of life, which is to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then Bali said, I can give you so much. But the Lord was insistent, I just want 3 steps. And then, of course, he was the Supreme Lord. And then when he went to act out his benediction, the first step he took the lower and middle planetary systems. And the second step, he took the higher planetary. He took everything back in 2 steps. And he said to Bali, you offered me 3 steps, but now I don't have any place to put my 3rd step. So you're cheating me. The Lord started to criticize Bali. Bali didn't know what to do, but he was happy to be cheated by the Lord, because he wanted to offer something to the Lord. Although at first he wasn't aware of the Lord as being the Lord, but then after, when he saw what he had done, he surrendered to the Lord. And then at one point he said, my dear Lord, you can put your 3rd step on my head. And he surrendered completely. And it says here, he pleased the Lord by giving him everything, and he also surrendered himself. And he became, as it says here, he became he achieves the perfection of life. And later on, he also became king of heaven in the position of Indra, because Indra is not a personality. Indra is a position. There's different personalities who take the position of Indra. Indra is simply a position. And the person in the present feature of Indra now, his name is Purandara. That's his actual name. And so Bali will, in the future, take the position of the king of heaven, because he pleased the Lord so much, he gave everything to the Lord, and at the same time, he surrendered himself. And therefore, Mahajano Yena Gata Sampada, he became the powerful Mahajan who teaches the process of pure devotional service to the conditioned souls. So we see that by surrendering to the Lord, we're not losing anything. People think the word surrender means to give something up. Well, what can we give up? We have nothing in our own possession. Yeah, just I'll read something to you and see how this hits you. Here. Here. This is what have you lost that you cry for? Question. What have you lost that you cry for? What did you bring with you that you have lost? What did you create that was destroyed? What you took from here. When you returned, what you returned was returned here. What belongs to you today belongs to someone yesterday and will be someone else's tomorrow. So we have nothing. Ultimately, all we have is our choice to either serve the Lord or to serve our own selfish interests, which is material life. So when we serve the Lord, we gain everything. And there's nothing to give up because you don't have anything. You are just like if you come into somebody's house and you say, well, you know, I have just discovered this house and now it's mine. The owner will kick you out. So there's no sense to saying this is mine and this is his. Nothing belongs to us. We're using the things that Krishna gives us when we come into this world, and we'll leave it all behind when we leave. So what is the question of ownership? It's owned by the person who created, and that is the Supreme Lord himself. So the one who understands that, they're free. They're free. And the point is that when one surrenders to the Lord, as the example is given here, the Lord gives them everything. Bali Maharaj had the whole world, but he gave it all up to the Lord, and the Lord gave him everything, plus a position where he became the doorkeeper of Bali Maharaj in the lower planetary systems, called the planet called Sutala. The Lord actually became his personal servant. So when you surrender to Krishna and you give up this false idea of ownership and proprietorship in anything you do, you gain so much. But that's not the goal. That's not the reason for surrender. The surrender is to get out of this false conception of ownership and this is mine, this is yours. And if I have more than you, I'm more successful. This is all the jargon of a madman. So here we see actually even great yogis who can create planets and can fly in the sky. These things are useless. They don't give any real satisfaction because the soul has to be satisfied. You can't, if you satisfy the body and the mind, that's temporary. And it's also what we say, subject to not being satisfied, even though you try to satisfy it. If you satisfy Krishna, then taktva deham purna janmani naiti mameti sorjuna, you go back to Godhead. You achieve perfection, you return to your eternal home in the spiritual world. I was reading one book today that was describing Krishna and his pastimes with his eternal associates in the spiritual world. And it's the most amazing, as it describes in a very flowery, poetic language, the beauty of the spiritual world and how everything focuses on Krishna. Everything focuses on Krishna, and Krishna focuses on everything around him. So it's a reciprocation between all of the living entities in the spiritual world who are trying to serve Krishna and glorify Krishna in different ways, and Krishna who is doing the same to them. It's a very wonderful, loving relationship that is full of variety and, we say, eternal. we're trying to do the same thing here, but you can't do it in this world. We have our friends, relatives, family members, and all, but it's just a hard struggle just to find some permanency in this world. And even if you get some temporary success, then the winds of time blow it away. So ultimately, to follow in the footsteps of Bali Maharaj means to have complete faith that whatever you give to the Lord will actually be your complete benefit. Bali Maharaj was told by his spiritual master Sukracharya that this person, he's Vishnu, he's going to cheat you out of everything. And he didn't care. He had given his promise. He wasn't going to go back on his promise. And he went through with it, and then he achieved perfection in life. Okay, so devotional service is the essence of the living entity's existence.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj, thank you so much for such nectarian words. We all understand that we have to do devotional service. It's our consciousness is not yet pure and purified. The intentions are outwardly, probably it looks, but inwardly, we probably not wantingly still getting influenced by Maya. And the pure intentions are not there as yet. Thank you so much, Maharaj, as we strive towards perfection.
Or is that another Sri Guru?
Devotees, do we have any questions for His Holiness? Please feel free.
I have some people with me sitting in my room. One of them has a question.
Sure.
So we can divert to them until the devotees online can think of something.
Yes.
Please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Prabhupada. Here we see in this Bali Maharaj pastime that Bali Maharaj was a very powerful king and king of all the three planetary systems. So his wealth, his empire was unbelievably vast and opulent. But yet he was willing to give up everything to serve the Lord. So how he developed this mood of detachment in spite of having so much?
How do we develop a mood of detachment after looking around and seeing that we have a few pennies in our left pocket and we got a broom in the corner and we got a sofa that reclines? You answered your own question. It's like, when Dhruva Maharaj was chasing after a position greater than Lord Brahma, he did everything he could to petition to Lord to fulfill his desires for a powerful planet. He wanted to rule a planet that was greater than Lord Brahma. But when the Lord appeared to him, he gave it all up. As soon as he saw the Lord, he felt so bad. And he said, I've been chasing broken pieces of glass, and now I found the most rarest of all gems. So develop your relationship with Krishna through the bhakti, and based on that development, you develop the higher taste. In other words, you start losing your attraction for material things. Then at one point, when something is taken away by the elements of time, you don't feel like, wow, I can't go on in life. You see when people lose things, especially if they lose someone close to them, they feel like the whole world no longer has any meaning. But loss and gain is what the material world is about. You get something, you lose something, and ultimately you have to give up everything and leave. So why wait till the last minute? There's an old saying, not a saying, it's a little parable. A man is selling some of his grains on the side of the road. He's got his little shop and he has his grains out there on display, and a big wind comes flying in and takes his grains up in the air. And while they're going up in the air, he says, "My dear Lord, please accept my offering." When it's taken away, what can you offer? Better to offer it now while you still have it.
Maharaj, I had a piggyback question after Mataji's question. And Mataji quoted the perfect example of Bali Maharaj. Now, Bali Maharaj is a demon. How come he developed so much renunciation and so much love for God that we as human mortals, we cannot do it even after knowing it and wanting to do it? What can we do differently, Prabhuji?
You open yourself up for a, a response that you may not like. But anyway, all I can say is Bali Maharaj was very inclined to give charity to Brahmanas, and that's why the Lord appeared as a Brahmana. At first, he wasn't aware that was the Lord. He was just attracted to this personality, and he wanted to give him a benediction. But then, when he saw what was happening, then he understood. He was even warned by his spiritual master that this is Vishnu. He's going to take everything away from you. But he had already made his promise. And he didn't want to go back on his promise that if you promise a Brahmana something and then you renege on your promise, that is a great offense. But when the Lord started to move and take everything away, then he understood this was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he didn't feel any remorse in giving the Lord that benediction. He was happy. Because even though he was a demon, he understood that to please the Supreme Lord is the highest perfection of life. He fought against the demigods and was successful and achieved whatever he had achieved because of that. But at the same time, the demons nowadays they don't have any intelligence. Demons years ago, just like Maya Donovan, he was the mystic of the demons. He could create many phenomenal things. But when he created something that was frustrated by the demigods, he understood that this is the power of the Lord, and therefore he didn't try to counteract it. So many demons years ago, they were aware of the power of the Lord. But still, they played the role of demons. We're also little demons. We're running around and trying to gather our little, trinkets of happiness by usurping some of the material energy and putting it in our category of mind. So we're following in the footsteps of Rani Kashipur. We're not as powerful as him, but we have the same mood. So, Manaso Deho Geho, Yogikichu Arpilun tu Alpade Nanda Kishore. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur prays, yeah. Whatever I have belongs to you, my Lord. I'm just going to use it in your service. That's perfection. You can have, it doesn't matter whether you have a little by material calculation or a lot, just as long as you use whatever you have in the service of the Lord. And then it becomes greater. You actually enjoy the things you have when you use it in Krishna's service. When you don't try to use it, you don't use it in Krishna's service, you can't really enjoy it because you're not, it's material and you're spiritual. You can't enjoy something that is contrary to your nature. But when you take the material and offer it to Krishna, then it becomes spiritualized. Then it becomes a source of happiness, even for yourself on your own level of existence. You may be wealthy, and that wealth could be a source of happiness when it's used in the service of the Lord. Krishna is he's not like a hard guy. You got to give him everything and live in a hut on the side of the river and grow some tulips and then feel happy because you got some flowers. He's not like that. He gives you so much. At the same time, he's asking for us to use it in his service. And you have fun in getting it and using it in his service. That's all. You enjoy it. What else can he give me that I can use in his service? That's all. And if you can't use it in his service, give it away to somebody who can use it. Very well.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Maharaj.
Sunil, you made a nice statement. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I have a question.
Vinita.
Yes, Maharaj. Please forgive me if my question is wrong, but I was thinking this question this morning when you nicely narrated the story of Vamana Deva. When Bali Maharaj was so much envious to the demigods, how come he has so much love for Brahmana? See, demigods are greater than a Brahmana, like if you see like that. So how come he was only very much inclined to give some charity to brahmanas and grab away demigods their power and take for himself? So I'm not understanding that. Can you explain? And sorry if my question is wrong.
Even modern day demons, they give in charity. Even today, there's people who are very demoniac in their natures and they cause harm to a lot of people, but they also give charity. Krishna talks about them in the Bhagavad Gita in one verse. He describes their activities, and at the same time, he talks about how they like to give in charity because they also know by giving in charity, they feel good about whatever else they have or do. They feel them. So, because it's no loss for them to give in charity, they have so much under their control. But they do it. So demons also give in charity, even today.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I can name one big demon who gives a lot of charity, but I won't name him. Raj Mandala, you're speaking, but no one can hear you.
Sorry, Guru Maharaj. I just my obeisances, Guru Maharaj, first, and my obeisances to all the Vaishnavas, Jai Srila Prabhupada. I was just thinking of Trump in my mind, who gives in charity and.
Well, he's not a demon. He's just he's just a what we call it opportunist.
Right.
He'll take whatever opportunity he can to do what he wants to do. He's not a bad person. He's just a little bit
misguided. Misguided.
He's intoxicated.
Right. Guru Maharaj, a quick question, I guess, is you emphasized on devotional service. We must aspire to do devotional service. I pray for others to do devotional service, even those who have not been so kind to me. I pray to Krishna, please allow this individual to somehow find you, somehow do devotional service. I know I have to do more devotional service myself and find different methods to preach. But the individuals whom I pray for, do I keep praying for them? Or do I just focus on myself?
To pray for someone else is the nature of a Vaishnava. That's good. Yeah. But it's not that you have to, pray in such a way that you become attached to what happens. You just offer some prayer to the Lord. Give them your mercy by awakening within them the desire to serve you. It's not that you have to make a big symphony out of it. Just offer some prayers every once in a while. Someone is sick, sometimes we offer some prayers that Krishna will show mercy to that person.
Right.
But that's all right. That's natural.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Just thinking about it, because the emphasis on devotional service in this particular class is quite high. Just thinking of individuals.
Like one of the qualities of devotional service is that those who are in it want to share it with others.
Of course. That's the whole point. Yeah, right.
That's natural.
Mm.
If you don't feel like that, it means you're really not in devotional service. The devotional service brings out the good qualities, and something that is giving you happiness, satisfaction, success in life. You think, oh, I want to share this with others and let them benefit also.
Right.
That's natural.
But it's not understood. Sometimes I've had conversations and I've tried to explain very carefully to not preach too much because I don't want them to cause offenses. I'm aware of. I don't want them to cause offenses, but they still somehow get really upset, and I just can't seem to infiltrate them.
Well, just and then back off if they're not accepting it.
Mm.
It doesn't help them to get upset either.
Right. True.
Yeah.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Nina, do you have any more questions on there?
I don't see anything. I see some wonderful remarks on the chat box. Everybody's thanking you, Maharaj. Everybody's accepting that yes, we are little demons. I think at the end of the day, we all are trying.
I didn't say you were little demons. That wasn't my intention. I'm saying that sometimes we play the same role that the demons play, but in a smaller version. That doesn't mean you're a demon. It's just you just don't understand the importance of how to use whatever Krishna is giving you. We have Raj.
Right, yeah, you're so right. Yeah, we have everything at our disposal, and so Maharaj, the challenge that I believe we are facing is more inward, is more towards our consciousness, because all Krishna looks at is the intention. So we might be like Bali Maharaj from outside trying to do charity, trying to help, but that intention is not always probably pure. Maybe so that changing that subtle thing, Maharaj, not to be puffed up, not to be arrogant, not to be like all these demoniac mentalities that attract, that is there. It's so difficult to get rid of them. And we realize that later.
When you associate with devotees, then these things start to dissipate. we don't have a sufficient association with devotees, then we live in our own minds, and all of these things start to circulate. By the association of devotees and by serving devotees in that association, all of these things can gradually become less and less. The association of devotees is purifying, it's educating, and it's the principles of happiness also. The problem is we don't take enough association. And therefore we try to solve our own situation rather than getting the atmosphere by which the pure consciousness manifests, and that is an association with devotees. We have a question from Raj.
Yes, Maharaj, I'll just go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I think you just answered the question, but I'll still put the question here. Bali Maharaj, he had control over all the three planetary systems, or he had control over the entire universe, but it was taken away by Krishna. Similarly, when Krishna takes away things from our life, maybe our job, maybe some person, we get disturbed. We get disturbed, our sadhana get disturbed. How do we develop that mood practically in our life?
Well, again, the association of devotees helps you to develop that mood, but when you understand loss and gain is part of living in this world, just look around you. Whatever you have will be gone in due course of time. Take a look at your body, go in the mirror, look, and you'll say goodbye to that guy soon. He'll be gone. So all of the loss and gain is the way this material world is. You get something, you lose something. But Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, one who's not elated in gain, or what we say, unhappy in loss, they're on a spiritual platform. You have to understand, nothing belongs to you anyway. What did you create that you have? You didn't create anything. You might have worked a little bit to gain something, but that energy and the gain itself is coming from Krishna, because if he doesn't give you the results of your activities, then your activities are what they are, just activities. They have no gain at all. Everything's coming from Krishna. The intelligence to do things is coming from Krishna. The memory that we need to function from day to day is coming from Krishna. Everything is coming from Krishna. Unless you understand that, you live in this illusion that I am the doer. And my efforts are really the difference between success and failure. You have to make an effort in order to get Krishna's mercy, but it's the mercy that is the ultimate principle. We have the example of Mother Yasoda. She had pure love for Krishna, but she couldn't tie him up even though she tried to, until Krishna actually gave her the permission to do it. So that pastime gives you the illustration that no matter what you have, even if you're a great devotee, if Krishna doesn't sanction it, your efforts may not make a difference. But even if you don't make an effort, if Krishna sanctions something, it happens, even without making an effort. But you have to make an effort to show, as Krishna told Arjuna, he said, fight for the sake of fighting. Don't consider happiness or distress, honor or dishonor, loss and gain. He said, fight for me. So do your service as an offering to Krishna, and whatever comes, fine. Whatever doesn't come, fine. You always have prasadam, so don't worry. Krishna will give you that. Even the demons get food to eat.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for your wonderful answer. We have a very beautiful question by Rasa Vilasini Mataji. She's writing, Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Gurudev, and assembled devotees. Maharaj, just like we don't own anything, not even the body, and we are part and parcel of Krishna, whatever independence he has given us is only our free will. Everything belongs to Krishna. Free will is there so that we can go towards Krishna and surrender everything. If we go deep, surrender means that we simply have to direct our free will towards Krishna. Can you please explain? Yeah.
That's it. You have your free will. You can choose where you want to direct it. That he won't take away from you because it's the principle of love. Love has to be voluntary. Love cannot be forced. You have children, you can't force them to love you, but you can do something that will attract their love. So in the same way, Krishna doesn't force us because the principle of force is contrary to the principle of bhakti.
True. And there's another question from Sita Mataji. I'll just pull up the question. The question is, when demons are liberated, do they go back to Goloka and become part of the intimate pastimes with Krishna? What is the difference of being a devotee and giving yourself to Krishna, where you go, as opposed to where these demons go and who they're obsessed with Krishna, but at the time are inimical?
Demons don't go back to Goloka. Demons go to hell. As you approach me, I reward you accordingly. So demons means to actually oppose religious principles. So by opposing religious principles or opposing anything dharmic, you're opposing God. Bali Maharaj was a unique person. He wasn't against the Lord. He just was a powerful demon that usurped everything in the universe. But when God came, just now, like today, even if a demon is there and they surrender to God, then they can receive the mercy of the Lord. I don't know about Bakasura. I'm not sure what he achieved. Most demons got Sahuja Mukti, or merging into the, what we say, the Brahman effulgence of the Lord, or merging into the body of the Lord. That's Sahuja Mukti, but that's only for the demons when they get killed by Krishna directly.
Maharaj, there's another question from
Mohanasini Radha.
No, the question is from Janava Mataji. I offer my humble obeisances to you, Maharaj. How do we comfort other fellow Vaishnavas and perhaps even non-Vaishnavas who seem to be getting hit by misfortune year after year? Is it their karma or karmic debt being paid? How do we know when we should step in or let their karma play?
Step in means to help them by bringing them to Krishna consciousness. Do something that will inspire them to take up devotional service. Give them some prasadam, or also offer them a chance to come to the temple. That's helping them. When you stepped into people's problems, then that's another thing. You may also find yourself unable to do anything or even frustrated. But if you can say something that will help people to understand that there is a solution to everything, and that is devotional service. When you're on the spiritual platform, you're free from the effects of the material energy. You may also find yourself having to deal with day-to-day difficulties, but these things don't overwhelm you because you have the knowledge and you have the, mercy of the Lord with you. The non-devotees get the Lord's mercy in the form of getting, he gives them mercy by giving them suffering so they can wake up and change their life. That's the mercy that the Lord gives to the non-devotees, some suffering. When you get tired of suffering, then you start thinking, why do I have to suffer? Why do I have to die? That was the first question that came up in the second canto when Maharaj Parikshit asked Sukadeva Swami, what is the duty of a man about to die? And that applies to everyone. We're all headed to the end of this body. It will happen in due course of time. Whether you're young, old, or in between, the body is temporary. So the understanding is, how can I use my life in a way that will give me the maximum amount of benefit? That means to come to Krishna in devotional service. You have to understand, devotional service is not optional. It's not optional. It's your nature. You want happiness, you want freedom, you want all of these things, but you can't find it in a place where it doesn't exist. Find it where it exists. Your identity is not that material identity that you have somehow adopted by being in this material. That's not you. That's some adopted identity, which will be finished in due course of time. You are Krishna's eternal part and parcel. That's who you are. And you have an eternal loving relationship with him. That's permanent. When we come back to who we are, then everything becomes clear. We think we're something different. Or we think we can be happy in a situation which is contrary to happiness. This material world is not designed for our happiness. It's designed for our rectification, that's all.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. How wonderfully you said it's meant for our rectification. And even though we come towards those hurdles, we rectify for a little while, but then we revert to our normal back self because there's so many years of birth and deaths of influence that we have. The sanskaras are not changing.
You can change it by association with devotees. Sarusanga, Sarvashastri Hoy Lavamati Sarusanga, Sarvasiri Hoy.
So now you have to come to Chicago, Maharaj.
You have a nice temple there, right? You have.
Yes.
So good. Take part in the programs that are connected to the temple. Yes. Find ways to do service.
Yes.
Find ways to associate with devotees. If you're proactive, then you'll start thinking, how can I serve? Or how can I get more involved? And then the door to all of the doors to those questions become easy. But if you don't have that desire, then you can't, what we say, move forward. First desire.
Maharaj, we had like a personal question from Mohana Sini Mataji. Would she be available on email or phone after the call, Maharaj? Can she contact you personally?
I have two other things that I have to do right after this call. Can she postpone it till tomorrow? It would be better. I'm already at 7 o'clock in the evening here.
Mohana Mataji, please feel free to contact Maharaj on his email or phone tomorrow, if that's okay with you.
Today it's not going to work tonight. Yeah, write me an email, or we can make an arrangement for we can make an arrangement for a call. We have a question on the floor here from Shakshi.
Thank you very much for the class. So Maharaj, we hear that nothing belongs to us.
Hey!
we hear from the scriptures, from the lectures.
You're using everything. Krishna gives you these things to use.
So
if you rent an apartment from somebody, you pay the rent, but you live in the apartment. It doesn't mean the apartment's yours. So you just came into this place and you're renting it. That's all.
But knowledge there in the head. So how does that head knowledge becomes heart knowledge?
By associating with devotees and doing devotional service. Do you think devotional service is just some words? It awakens all of the realizations that we're trying to achieve. Devotional service, when you please Krishna, he gives you knowledge. He gives you detachment from material things. Devotional service has tangible results. It's not just, well, I do something and that's all. No, you're actually purifying your existence and you're gaining transcendental knowledge, and you're also getting realization based on that knowledge.
While performing devotional service, how do we bring that spiritual emotions instead of doing it mechanically?
Yeah, you want some emotion? Just hear about Krishna, how wonderful he is, how sweet he is, how kind he is. Get attracted to Krishna. Your attraction for Krishna is there. You have to bring it out. It's already there. It's not like you have to bring it in from some other place. It's already there. We're naturally attracted to Krishna. We're naturally in love with Krishna, but we're covered by this material energy. We have to remove these coverings, that's all. What is real is hidden, and what we say unreal is obvious. That's the material world. You have to make the hidden unhidden and make the obvious what we say dispensable.
Why do we take this unreal as a real thing?
Because we identify with this body. It starts from that. As soon as you get a material body, then you start identifying with things in relationship with the body as being something that is either you or it is something that you can achieve. I and mine. Janasamoham Yamaham Meti. I am a woman. I am Indian. I am, old. I'm young. All of these are due to the body. I belong to this country, therefore it's my country. This is my family, mine. I and mine. I and mine, the two principles of material life. I and mine. You're none of these things. You have a body, but you're not the body. You use the body to go beyond the body by using everything given to you for Krishna devotional service. Whatever you use becomes transcendental, becomes spiritual, becomes a means for knowledge and freedom from material attachments. If you don't use it, and you try to theoretically become Krishna conscious, then it's not going to work. It's practical activity, not just some kind of idea or some mind. You can't create Krishna consciousness in your mind simply by wanting to be Krishna conscious. You have to bring it out through the activities of devotional service. You have to chant, you have to read, you have to associate, you have to worship. There you go. And after a while, yeah, you just did some wonderful service. So you might think, oh, it was difficult, but you got purified. I can see the difference before and after. Maybe you can't, but I can. Okay, so should we stop here, Nina?
Okay, Maharaj, devotees, Maharaj has to go. He has some other engagement. Let's offer our humble obeisances at Maharaj's feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta
Vaishnavinda ki jai.
Bhagavad
Beautiful.
Chandramukhi Swami.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.